Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome. We're back to an episode of Pixel Patrol. My name is John, aka Null, Retro Null. Welcome to another episode of the podcast. It has been a long time since I've done this. I'm excited to be back and to be recording this podcast. I miss doing it. I had a lot of stuff going on. Last time I was recording it, we hit a lot of overtime and busyness at our job, well, at my job, and just fell off. So I'm coming back full swing with the content. I'm sorry I've been gone for so long. I do want to talk about my other channel. You will see it in the recommended channel tab, and I will link it below in the description. But I made a channel called Retro Null Plays, and it's going to be where I post various you know, videos. I mean, like, it's kind of struggling to figure out the words, but I want to start working on long form reviews, and that's where I'm going to post the gameplay for the reviews. So I plan on making a large Redfall review that I'll post on the main channel, and I decided that I would put my parts of my gameplay and stuff like that on the Let's Play channel. So if you want to go see that, I've uploaded 30 parts so far, scheduled them out for a while. There's a video coming out every day at 5 p.m. over there. Please go check that out. Here, I want to post high quality reviews and podcasting. So I hope you guys enjoy that. And yeah, so let's get into it. Let's talk about what I've been playing. So it's been a long time. I've beaten a lot of games. We're not going to go over that. Like every single thing I've played and beaten. I will say I'm working on a long form video as well. I wanted to find a way to tackle my backlog, and I found a way to do so, and I'm going to make a video about it. And you probably will see a trend over the type of games I've been playing over the past couple months and kind of get to predict the theme of the video. But where we're at right now is I have beaten Star Wars Jedi Survivor. That game, I clocked in, I think, about 20 hours. That game's awesome. I highly recommend checking it out. It's gorgeous. It's super fun. There are some performance issues, and if that puts you off, then I recommend waiting. But I played it on PS5. I didn't notice that many issues. Good game, good time. I was playing Kakarot before Jedi Survivor came out, so I put Kakarot on hiatus. I got about to the the Frieza arc, I would say. So that was really cool. I'm really enjoying that game so far. It's really fun, kind of going over the Dragon Ball history. Uh, and live service, I've been playing Fortnite, which I have a video idea I want to make about Fortnite on this main channel. And then Redfall. Redfall, I've been playing for the review. I think I'm a little over halfway. I'm probably like 75% done with the game. Curious to see where that goes. I'm going to refrain from giving my opinion right now because I want the review to be, big. Finally, I've been playing Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. That's my favorite franchise, my favorite series. The Legend of Zelda is what I grew up on. Just hugely influential to me over the years. And I think The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is a masterpiece, a modern masterpiece. I think it's better than Breath of the Wild in every single way. I think it does a lot of things better than Breath of the Wild, and I think it captures like Breath of the Wild was definitely like a 9 or an 8 experience. It was definitely a great, amazing, awesome game. A great evolution for the series. But Tears of the Kingdom is just a masterpiece, and I'm there's four like main things you got to go to, I guess, in the story. I don't want to spoil too much. And I'm about 30 hours through the game, and I've only done one of the temples. And it's just like there's so much to do. I mean, I could just have ran through, done all four as fast as I wanted to, but I'm taking my time exploring, and it's been super fun. And there's actually a good gameplay loop but now in the game that makes it like worth doing the little bokoblin, like, bases and stuff like that, it makes it worth doing that stuff. And so you're doing more things that you probably would have skipped over in Breath of the Wild because there's more of a reason to do so. So it's really cool. I'm thinking about making a video talking about it more in depth. I would like to do a full on straight up review, but I don't have a capture card. So that's something I need to get a hold of to do more console game reviews. But so far, it's amazing. 10 out of 10. So that's what I've been playing. I played a little bit of the Pac-Man Championship Edition too the other day. That was pretty sweet. I like that game a lot. Just kind of beat some levels and stuff while I wait for videos to render. Pretty sick. And I want to get into the PlayStation Showcase next. Keep saying a lot. I gotta work on not doing that. That's a problem. Anyways, the PlayStation Showcase was, I mean, we were all hoping that this was going to be a massive heavy hitter for PlayStation. As I don't know if you guys use online at all or Twitter or anything, you'll see that it's kind of not divisive, but it's considered probably mediocre or middle of the line. I don't think it's being perceived the greatest, but rumor has it that PlayStation has been holding back. My guess is due to the Activision Blizzard acquisition, but I doubt like that's true. I don't know. They probably have stuff cooking. They're probably waiting to throw out any heavy hitters. There were some heavy hitters, and we're gonna go over that. And I wish they would have announced more heavy hitters, but it was an okay showcase. That's my opinion. Overall opinion on Twitter and the internet is it was mediocre, and they needed to do better. So people are waiting for Xbox's counterattack. But let's get straight into it. I'm going to talk about games that I think were massive heavy hitters that potentially have a big impact for PlayStation Studios as they've been focusing more on multiplayer, free-to-play, or live service titles. And I will be talking about games that I'm just excited for. I did skip over a few games, but I also put a lot on this list. So let's just get straight into it. So the PlayStation Showcase was about an hour and a half long. And the first game, or one of the first games they showed, I think it was the first game, was called Fair Game Dollar Sign. So either they want you to say Fair Games or Fair Game Dollar Sign. I think it's Fair Games. And it's a heist-based multiplayer live service title. They didn't show any gameplay. It was just like a straight-up CGI trailer. So who knows how this is going to go. It looked like there were 3 different squads of 3 fighting over like a vault of loot. I love when people have been making fun of the word loot lately. It's been kind of like funny to me. But yeah, anyways, it showed 3 squads of 3 fighting over loot in a vault. So in the CGI trailer, so I don't know. We don't know what the gameplay consists of, but it did. One character pulled out a shield in the trailer. Who knows how that's going to turn out? I don't know. So we will see. But I can't really speculate too much on the gameplay because we don't know if it's FPS, third person shooter. We don't know. Next is Helldivers 2 by Arrowhead. It's a multiplayer title. I don't know if it's a live service or not. My guess would be it is because that's what they're focusing on. So PlayStation has said. It's a multiplayer title. Looks like it's a third person shooter based on the gameplay in the trailer. And it looks like okay. Like I'm not super pumped about it. I never played Helldivers 1. I guess this is kind of like a change to the Helldivers formula from what I've heard. So it looks meh. Like I don't think this game looks special in any way, shape, or form. So we will see. 2023 date, no actual exact date. Yeah, I mean there's not really much to say for me on this one. Immortals of Aveum. This game looks sick. I've had my eyes on it for a long time before it was really being covered. In a lot of these announcements and trailers and stuff in showcases. It's Immortals of Aveum is by Ascendant Studios, and it's a magic-based FPS. So it's kind of like Doom or Doom Eternal, less bloody, less violent, and instead of like shooting guns and stuff like that, all your like bullets and stuff like that, like the equivalent of shooting like or automatic like an AR or something like that. And Doom would be like a spell that shoots out really quick bullets like out of your hand, like a little like. Then there's different types of spells. There's like one of them I saw was called Red Magic, But there seems to be different types of magic. There's like water, or there's like blue lasers, there's like fire, there's red magic, there's green magic, looks like to be some wind magic. And you can kind of like, I saw one in the gameplay trailer, there was the guy cast a spell to do a black hole. He dragged everybody in a hole and then kind of used like shotgun blasts of fire out of his hand. So that was interesting. And, you know, we'll see anything about that. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, so the trailer was good. I mean, we've seen a little bit more like gameplay and stuff, but nothing too crazy. Like I said, it's a magic based first person shooter. Oh, it's a single player title. That's really awesome. I like that. It looks amazing. Like the graphically it looks dope. I don't really have much to say about it there. Graphically it looks sick. It's from EA. EA Originals, but it's developed by Ascendant Studios, so I think EA is just publishing it. July 20th, 2023. So coming soon. Next, we got Ghost Runner 2 from 505 Games. It looks cool. I played Ghost Runner 1 for a little bit. I never beat it, but it was really fun. 2023 date, CGI trailer, no gameplay. So we don't know exactly what improvements or what changes there have been compared to Ghost Runner 1. I'm curious to see how it turns out because I really like the first game, even though I never beat it. I'll probably have to go back and beat that. So I'm just curious. I like the cyberpunk aesthetic a lot. So we will see. We will see. Next one, Phantom Blade Zero. Zero with a cross through the middle of it. I don't know exactly what to call this. I'm just going to call it Phantom Blade by S-Game. There are some other studios listed like in partnership with, so I didn't write those down. I just wrote S-Game. It's a third-person adventure action RPG, I think. I don't know. It's a Souls-like. It looks extremely Souls-like, so that's what I'm going to compare it to. Based in like feudal Japan, I think, or feudal China. I'm not sure. Because the guy looks like a samurai, but it looks like it's based. I'm going to actually look this up. Phantom Blade Zero setting. Is a universe where many powers converge. You'll find Chinese kung fu, intricate machines reminiscent of steampunk, arts of the occult, and it's called Phantom Blade Zero. Yeah, so it's Chinese. The guy looked like a samurai, so I was kind of like, I'm not exactly sure. But then there's a Chinese dragon, in the trailer with a bunch of like paper lanterns. So yeah, I was incorrect. I was getting my cultures mixed up. The dude looks sick though. Yeah, he looked like a samurai at first glance. Now that I'm looking at him more, I'm completely wrong. That is not a samurai sword. So that's my bad. But yeah, anyways, Phantom Blade Zero, third-person action adventure, Souls-like, based in a Chinese-influenced world. We don't know if it's open world or not. It looks amazing. It's just not my cup of tea. And it's got no date. No date. Next, we got Sword of the Sea by Giant Squid. Giant Squid. The artist of the game, the art style, is the same artist behind Journey, which was like a cult classic. That game, not even cult classic. I mean, that game is massive. It blew up. It was big on the PS3. It looks absolutely gorgeous. There's like him riding on he surfs on his sword. And it looks to just be like an exploration title where you kind of surf around on your sword and you find these like oasis or something like that, or these like pedestals, and you put your sword in and it turns it back to like the ocean. Because like you're surfing around this desert on your sword, and then it showed him putting his sword in a pedestal, and then the sand turned into the ocean. So like into an ocean environment. I don't know. It looks cool. It looks awesome. I think it's just you surf around. I don't think there's any RPG elements or fighting or anything. No date on that one though. So who knows when that's coming. Next up, interesting game. I don't know what they were thinking by making this, but Foam Stars from Square Enix. It's a legitimate like Splatoon clone. I mean, they're not squids, but the whole purpose of the game is it's like a super extremely stylized third-person shooter where you shoot like bubbles and surf on the bubbles, and it seems to like the objective of each match is to cover the most surface area with the bubbles. The gameplay looks like insane. Like it does not look fun. It looks like super. What's the word I'm looking for? Um, you know, busy. Like it just looks busy to be busy. I don't know. I'm not super like pumped about it, and yeah, I don't know. It's it's one of those things where it's just like, what was the point of making this? What was the reason of making this? Splatoon is already huge, and Square Enix. I mean, they're not exactly known for making multiplayer third person shooters, so they're obviously, I think, trying to get into the live service ring, the live service arena with this. I just You're Square Enix. You make single player RPGs. I don't think any dev should be held to like one genre, but I just can't imagine. It's not like it's a new innovative art like like a shooter with new mechanics and a new style or anything. It's literally like a Splatoon clone. So I mean the art style looks cool. It looks gorgeous. I just can't imagine it beating or having any close of an impact to Splatoon. It just looks really busy, really distracting, and I just yeah, no date on Foam Stars. I don't know who's gonna play Foam Stars. I mean, I'm not trying to take a dump on it too bad, but just does not look. I mean, the art style looks amazing, but the gameplay just looks rough. I'm being overcritical, but you're not gonna compete with Splatoon. You're just not. You're just not. I would be surprised if this game is super successful. But yeah, Foam Stars, Square Enix. Next, a game that I'm kind of super pumped for. Um, I kind of want to just pick this up when it comes out, but I didn't see a release date in the trailer. There might have been one. I probably just missed it, but because I've heard about it before from multiple other showcases. But the Plucky Squire from Devolver Digital. It's like a Zelda inspired game, and it's set in like a storybook world that lets you leave the book and explore the real world outside of it. So you can like explore. You like kind of got like a top down Zelda overview thing in the book, and then you leave the book and you kind of have more of a modern like Zelda outside of the book in the real world in this like house. I I don't know. It looks awesome. It's got a really awesome, cool, cartoony, unique art style. Um, yeah, it looks awesome. So that one's definitely on my list. The Plucky Squire, Devolver Digital. I did not see a date. So if you guys saw one, please drop in the comments. I did not. I missed it. Next, we got a super big heavy hitter, a massive heavy hitter. People have been asking for this for a long time, including one of my buddies. Metal Gear Solid Triangle. Snake. It's a Snake Eater. Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater remake. That's the third Metal Gear Solid game from Konami, which is insane. Konami's back. Come on, Konami, make a Castlevania game, Konami. What are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Like, based on the Castlevania collections and how they sold, that interest for Castlevania is still there, and you don't even have to make it like a massive AAA thing. You could make a new Castlevania with like Symphony of the Night art style, and people would gobble that game up. So I don't know what they're doing over at Konami, but it's Konami, and that's the thing with them. They're like a stricter Nintendo. But anyways, Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater remake. It was no gameplay in the trailer. It was all CGI cutscene, and I mean, this is a big deal. I was surprised to see Konami at this showcase at all in any way, shape, or form. But the fact that they announced a Metal Gear Solid remake is crazy. Metal Gear Solid 3, which is like, I believe, the most popular one. I could be wrong. The question everybody's asking as well is Kojima involved? There were rumors, from multiple different news sources that Sony was trying to repair Kojima and Konami's relationship. Who knows if this is real or not? There's been no statements from what I have seen, so my guess is no. But it's a possibility. That would be crazy if Kojima is involved in this remake, because I mean Metal Gear is his baby, but we'll see. They also announced the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1, which comes with Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3, and then Metal Gear 1 and 2 from the NES, I believe. So if you don't have any experience like me with the Metal Gear series, that's a good way to get like involved into the classics. So check that out if you're trying to get involved. I might pick it up at some point. Next, Towers of Asba. I think it's pronounced Towers of Agaspa from Dreamlit. It's a survival base building game. It looks like a Breath of the Wild inspired title. It looks like Breath of the Wild combined with like Fallout settlement base building and survival and like survival elements. I don't know. It looks crazy. It's got a really cool art style. It's there's a bit in there like a sentence about restoring the ancient land. It looks really gorgeous. It looks really cool. I think it's going to be interesting. I don't know exactly how the combat works, but a lot of exploration. He has even like a paraglider like Link does. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna keep my eye on this game. This game looks super interesting. There's a turtle that talks in the trailer, so that's pretty sick. I'm gonna keep my eyes on Towers of Agaspa, Agasba, because that's a B, not a P. My dyslexia is playing out right now. I don't even have dyslexia. I'm just dumb. But Towers of Agasba looks cool. Next massive trailer for a game we already knew was coming out. Final Fantasy 16 from Square Enix, Creative Business Unit 3. Creative business, guys. All right. If you don't know anything about Final Fantasy 16, it's going to be an action RPG in the vein of Final Fantasy 15. It's got some big monster fights too. Like what's the term kaiju, like big kaiju fights with all these different monsters and stuff they call upon and then transform into the monsters. uh the devs said in an interview that the game was heavily inspired by Attack on Titan, and you can kind of see it with these massive monster fight scenes. So I'm really curious on how that works. And it's cool. You can definitely see the Attack on Titan like inspiration there. They're also kind of going for what it seems to be like a more hardcore story. I don't know. I've heard it was really like a really what's the word I'm looking for? Impactful story from this game. I don't know. I read somewhere that this game was going to be like the story was going to be super like hardcore and impactful. I guess we'll see. I don't know. The game looks amazing though, and the story looks extremely compelling. I'm really curious to see where this game heads and the future of Final Fantasy, especially because we don't know any other details about the new Final Fantasy Rebirth. All right, next, Alan Wake 2 from Remedy. Alan Wake 2. I've never played Alan Wake 1, but this is a big announcement. People are excited for this. It looks like it's going to be a survival horror game. It's not my jam. It does not look fun to me at all, but I do think a lot of other people will be into this, especially people invested in the Alan Wake series. Digital only though, so boo. They literally said digital only, no physical copies. So boo. I will not be buying Alan Wake 2. I'm boycotting Alan Wake 2. I refuse. I will not buy it. There's no physical copy, and I vote with my wallet. But anyways, yeah, so no Alan Wake 2 for me. uh Digital only. What are you thinking? What is this? 2023? What are you talking about? Next up, a game that millions and billions of people like, from a series that somehow puts out a game every year like Call of Duty, and that is Assassin's Creed Mirage from Ubisoft. Looks like every other Assassin's Creed game. I don't see any unique aspect to this game at all. I'm sorry if you like Assassin's Creed. This game looks. The only interesting part is that it looks like they went back to traditional Assassin's Creed. That's it. Like I mean, because with Valhalla and these other games, what was the Greek one? Odyssey, I think. These Assassin's Creed games have been kind of breaking the formula. This one looks like it goes back, and I think if you're an old school Assassin's Creed fan, this would be good for you. But it literally looks like every other Assassin's Creed game. I have absolutely no interest in this game. The only reason it's on this list is because I know a lot of people love these games. So, and it's the setting is cool. It's set in 9th century Baghdad. Um, that's cool. I think that's an awesome setting, interesting setting. But Yeah, I've also never played Assassin's Creed game. They just look boring to me. I don't know. I'll have to give one a shot and write a review on it or something. Next up, Street Fighter 6, just a generic Street Fighter trailer. I mean, nothing really heavy hitting here, y'all. I mean, very basic trailer from Capcom. The game's about to come out, so they really don't have any reason to show much more. Comes out June 2nd. I'm recording this on May 27th. So, I mean, you know, I mean, what are they gonna show? There's it comes out in like a week, so which is good for Capcom. This game looks really cool. I played the demo. The demo was super fun. I wish there was like a character announcement or something, but the game's out in a week. I mean, what else were they really gonna announce? We're flying through this list, by the way. This is kind of wild. We're almost done, and it's only been 25 minutes, so maybe a shorter podcast, 30-minute podcast. Hey, I'm only gonna record them for if they're necessary or not. There's no reason for me to make an hour and a half podcast if I don't have to. Like that's just a waste of my time, and it's a waste of your guys' time. So we're gonna just do what needs to be done. Next, Marathon from Bungie. This was kind of a surprise announcement. You can tell that this is PlayStation trying to cash in on that live service check. I tell you what. I mean, they literally been talking about getting into the live service thing, and they bought Bungie specifically to help them learn and improve in their live service genre, like in the live service space. It's literally like it's an old Bungie IP that Bungie's bringing back, that they're working on. It was originally on the Mac, I think, before they made Halo, because remember, Bungie was a developer on the Mac. They were making Halo for the Mac, and then Microsoft bought Halo. They got them and the Halo IP. Bungie developed Halo for Xbox, and that was like history. So this was originally old IP that they made for the Mac computers. It's all going to be on all platforms: PC, PS5, Xbox. No stinky Switch. Shooter, live service. I think it's an extraction-based shooter, from what I read. I'm probably wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's an extraction-based shooter. Live service. It makes sense, honestly, though, because I think I saw people saying like, why isn't this PlayStation exclusive? You bought Bungie. But they also said in the statement that Bungie was going to be allowed to develop for every console. They weren't going to pull Destiny off other consoles. It's kind of like Microsoft and Minecraft, really, but not the same level, obviously. But they're giving Bungie like free reign, kind of. It also makes sense for them because if this game, let's say, does blow up, and it's a live service shooter, and let's say millions of people are playing it like a week or whatever, or a month, then I mean that's just money constantly coming in to Sony's pockets for the game. So I mean, they'd make 100% profit on PlayStation, and then they'd make 70% off each sale. Because I think Microsoft is 30% too off every sale on the Xbox Microsoft stores. So yeah, I mean it would be a lot of income for Sony, so it makes sense that they would allow this. I don't know anything about Marathon. People who know about it or like Bungie are super pumped. Next, we have Project Q. It's a handheld tablet thing with DualSense controllers. It's like a DualSense controller split in half with a screen in the middle. Uh, it allows you to stream over Wi-Fi from your PS5 to the Q. It's yeah, it's called Project Q. I don't know if I said that. Project Q, stream from PS5 to the Q over Wi-Fi. 8-inch HD screen, not even all LED, but it's an 8-inch HD screen. Buttons and features of DualSense. So you're going to be holding this tablet in your hand, and an explosion will go off in whatever game you're playing, and the whole tablet and the screen will vibrate uncontrollably. So that's cool. I mean, I'm curious. If I'm at home, my only thing about this is that if this works on other Wi-Fi networks, which it doesn't, I don't think that's how that works, because you have to stream it over Wi-Fi, which would mean you'd have to be connected on the same Wi-Fi as your PS5 console. So That's I think how that works. I'm like 95% sure. If that's not how it works, that's crazy. But I'm 95 because that's how it works with the Xbox, and I've done that before. It's garbage. Wi-Fi playing over the Wi-Fi is garbage IMO in my opinion. Um, if I'm home, if I'm home and I'm sitting in my home and I go, oh, I want to play video games. I'm going to straight up just sit on my couch and play video games. Like I'm not. There's no. I don't see the reason to go, okay, I'm going to turn on my PS5 and then stream it to this handheld and then go sit somewhere else. What? I'm just going to sit in front of my TV. The only reason this would be worth it is if you have like a wife or a partner and you want to play your game and they want to watch Grey's Anatomy at the same time. And you're like, you know what? You can watch Grey's Anatomy on the TV, and I'll just stream to my little ding dong system over here, and then you can do that. So that's like the one, or you want to play in bed. But in my opinion, the games that I play on PS5 are games that require my full attention and games that I'm going to be like sitting up in my seat for. So to me, there's not really a reason for this. I find this to be a waste of time and money, but it's probably good for some people. And I mean, it's an option. I think it's pointless, but other people are probably super pumped about it. And if you are, that's cool for you. I do not see the point in this product. They also announced with this product PlayStation earbuds, and they can connect. Yeah, they can connect. I wrote contained. Why did I say that? They can connect simultaneously to the phone. So you can basically listen to what's going on your PS5 and something on your phone at the same time through one earbud, like set of earbuds, which is really cool. I mean, I listen to podcasts. I know a lot of people that listen to podcasts while they play their games, and I think that that is a cool option for people who do that consistently. And I might be interested in these earbuds, depending on how expensive they are. Watch, they're like $500 earbuds. Sony's been going crazy with that stuff. All right, so after their crazy hardware announcements, Sony announced, or not announced, but went into more detail, had like a little segment on Spider-Man 2, which is the big game I'm looking forward to besides Final Fantasy 16. This looks amazing. This game looks crazy. Uh, they the graphics look incredibly improved. I mean, it is a PS5 exclusive, so they're not pulling a Miles Morales. There is no last gen like support. It's all next gen. So that's gonna be really cool because we're gonna get unique things for the PS5, which I'm about to go into in a minute. Which is it's kind of lackluster if I'm honest, but the quality improvements, the graphical improvements, the performance improvements, all thanks to it being a next gen game on next gen hardware. In terms of getting like special gameplay elements based pure kind of like Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, like getting like specific gameplay quality or gameplay mechanics just because of the hardware. There's a gliding mechanic, which I'll talk about a little later, but they're saying that that is thanks to the PS5 hardware, which I mean, I don't know. But the the game itself, just performance and graphics quality wise, looks to be greatly improved thanks to it being a next gen game. It looks like a next gen game, so that's really cool. I think that's important because out of all the games we've gotten, especially PS5 exclusives, there's not much in terms of like just next gen. I think the two biggest next gen like games that take advantage of next gen were Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart and Demon Souls remake. I think were the two biggest examples. I mean, load times overall are generally improved on every single game, even last gen games, thanks to the PS5's hardware. But I'm curious. This game looks to be an next gen title, and I'm excited for that. The main villain of the game seems to be Kraven the Hunter from the comics. He's a fan favorite character. He looks cool. He looks like a baller. I'm curious to see where the story goes. They didn't talk too much about it. He looks to be hunting various heroes and villains in New York City from Spider-Man's Rogues Gallery. So yeah, I mean they didn't go too much into that. He was hunting, I think, the Doctor Lizard guy from Spider-Man. Spider-Man. Uh, so in the trailer, so they're trying to save the lizard from Craven. I was gonna say Kraken, Craven the Hunter. So I mean that was cool. I don't really care about the lizard. I'm a Peter talks in the trailer about the lizard and they need help from him because of Harry Osborn, I think is his name. Right? Is that his name? There's Norman Osborn and then I think there's Harry. I'm gonna look it up live. Norman Osborn's son. Harry, yeah, Harry Osborn. Okay, so Peters needs the lizard alive to help save Harry because Harry's sick. Uh, Craven is trying to hunt him in this trailer. Peter has the Venom symbiote, which is cool. I'm a massive Venom fan. Null is a my name's Retro Null or Null. Null is a character from the Venom comic books. He's the symbiote god of the symbiotes from Donny Cates' 2020 or 2019 Venom comic run. Null is like a massive big deal. Look up the King in Black. Uh, Massive cool villain. Anyways, I read the Venom comics. I'm a massive Venom fan. It's cool to see the Venom symbiote in action. That Peter has specific new powers based on the Venom symbiote. He has the Venom symbiote decal on his chest. It looks really cool. I'm really excited for this. I love Venom, so it's gonna be cool to see him in a video game in action and be able to play as him. My guess is that Harry Osborn's going to be healed and he's going to give the symbiote to Harry Osborn, or Harry Osborn will become Green Goblin, either one of the two. But that's my prediction for the game. It'd be cool if Harry Osborn or Eddie Brock got the Venom symbiote in the game and then there was a Venom spinoff, so then they have like they can do Miles Morales games, Spider-Man, Peter Parker games, and Venom games. That would be cool because then they kind of have a trifecta. But we'll see how that goes. Anyways, I'm just psyched to play as Spider-Man with the Venom symbiote. That's cool. I'm stoked. The moves look sick. He has a new move wheel that has Venom specific powers on it, and yeah, it looks awesome. He's behaving. Peter definitely. So there's this thing where Peter kind of behaves differently because the Venom symbiote is affecting his mood and stuff, and Peter's just more careless, more violent, less caring. There's a scene in specific where he rescues a civilian and then just kind of throws him on the ground instead of setting him on the ground. Just kind of tosses him on the concrete. Yeah, so Peter's definitely more emotional and angry. Obviously due to the Venom symbiote affecting his mood. Miles is concerned for Peter. This looks to be like a major plot point within the game. And what the cool part is that they kind of talk about, or they show, is quick switching in between Miles Morales and Peter Parker. Miles has more moves now as well, and it's going to be cool. It looks like Miles can turn invisible. I don't know if that was in the Miles Morales game. I don't think so. I don't remember, though. It's been like 2 or 3 years since I played that. So that's cool. It's going to be cool to just be able to freely switch in between the two Spider-Men. More of New York in the open world. That's big. There's more like boroughs. There's more neighborhoods. There's more boroughs, right? New York boroughs. Those are basically the neighborhood, right? New York boroughs. Yeah, composed of 5 boroughs: the Bronx, Brooklyn, Manhattan, Queens, and Staten Island. Yeah, so it looks like you're going to be go to because they talk about Queens. I think you got to explore Manhattan in the first game and Brooklyn. Let me see. Setting of Spider-Man 1. Uh, PlayStation game. Yeah, yeah, the borough of Manhattan, and then I'm pretty sure Brooklyn was for Miles Morales. Uh, Sorry, I want to look this up because I want to get my facts straight. It's important. Because yeah, Harlem. Okay, so Harlem was where's Harlem? I think Harlem is in Queens. Yeah, Central Harlem, Upper Manhattan. Okay, okay, okay. because there's East Harlem. Yeah, is a neighborhood in Upper Manhattan, so Harlem would be in Manhattan. Anyways, I just want to make sure I got that straight because there are multiple boroughs in the new game. So before, where we were just exploring different sections of Manhattan, there's now Manhattan, Queens. I'm pretty sure the Bronx and I think Brooklyn was at least said. Um, and I'm not sure about the Bronx. So the open world map is going to be bigger. There's going to be more places to go, more things to explore, which will be cool. Definitely take advantage of the next gen hardware and just making a bigger, grander game. That's going to be cool. I'm excited to see more of New York, explore more of New York instead of just being stuck in Manhattan specifically, because we've already seen that in two different games. So it's kind of, we don't need that anymore. Like Manhattan, yeah, it'll be cool to go back and like explore Manhattan, but we'll also get to see all these new areas, which will be fun. Same gameplay style, so it's the same kind of fighting, beat 'em up, action adventure, Arkham Asylum game type style. Same style. Ooh, I bumped my mic. Same style as Spider-Man 1 and 2, uh, or Spider-Man 1 and Miles Morales, but with new moves. Like I said earlier, each character has some new moves. There's a cool stealth section where instead of like beforehand, you kind of had to climb above. Like if you were stealthing in Spider-Man 1, you walk on like the rafters or whatever, and then kind of pull people up. But now there's a Miles made like his own webbing that like extended across the ceiling that he could climb on and do stealth sections from there. So that's cool. It makes stealth a little bit more easier and fun. And yeah, it just looks like improvements on the same gameplay style as the last games. And the gliding mechanic, that's the thing. So gliding is a traversal mechanic. It allows you to float through the the little, like, it looked like there's like wind tunnels. I was gonna say like hoops, but like Spider-Man, or not Spider-Man, Superman, the Superman N64 game. But there's like little wind tunnels, it looks like, and you can like glide with your suit. I do not like that. I think that looks dumb. Spider-Man's all about swinging, folks. I don't care about squirrel suit Spider-Man, but that's my opinion. It could be cool. We saw it for like 10, 15 seconds, so I don't know. That's just my first reaction opinion. We'll see how that turns out. But they said that mechanic is thanks to the PS5. I don't know if it's because those wind tunnels are dynamic or like shifting, so they're not always in the same place. I don't know why that is specific to the PS5, but cool, I guess. We'll see how that goes. I'm super excited for this game. One of my biggest titles I'm looking forward to for the PlayStation 5. Comes out fall 2023. So my guess is literally October. No, is October. I'm going to guess October for the release. October or November. Would November be winter? I don't know. Whatever. I'm going to say October. That's my prediction. October 20th. That's what I'm saying. That's my prediction. But yeah, that was the last thing they showed in the PlayStation Direct announcement thingy. My overall impressions of the thing I kind of talked about at the beginning of the whole podcast. But my overall impressions are decent. Like, it was okay. There was cool titles. There was like 3 or 4 heavy hitters. There were some cool surprise announcements like Marathon from Bungie that I do not care about, but I think we're surprises anyways. Other people that like Destiny fanboys and Bungie fanboys, Halo guys, they were kind of pumped about it. But I thought I was okay. Like, I am excited for, if I go over the list, I'm excited for Immortals of Avum, Ghost Runner 2, kind of. I'm not like insanely excited. I'm more excited for Immortals of Avum than I am for Ghost Runner 2. Sword of the Sea, I'm like interested in. I'm not like pumped about it. The Plucky Squire, I'm pumped about. Towers of Agasba, that looks cool. I'm interested to see where that goes. Final Fantasy 16, that's a heavy hitter. I'm pumped for that. Street Fighter 6, I'm super pumped for, but I'm probably going to wait a while to get it. I'm just playing through so much right now. And Spider-Man 2. So for me personally, there wasn't too crazy. I think it was like okay. I think that they needed some more heavy hitters, but I think they're holding back. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, so that was the showcase. That was my opinions. Excuse me. God bless me. I don't know if that got caught on the mic. If it did, I'm sorry. But yeah, so I mean, Xbox has a serious chance here of having a huge comeback story, swing heavy hitter. Like if Xbox in their next showcase says, "Okay, we got Fallout New Vegas remaster or a Fallout 3 remaster or even like a Fallout 1 remake," that'll be a heavy hitter. If they have what's the word I'm looking for? What's the game from Obsidian? What is that game from Obsidian? Obsidian Skyrim like game. I have to look it up. Skyrim like game. Avowed. Avowed. If Avowed. So Fallout remake or remaster. Avowed. Starfield. Starfield's definitely going to be there. So the impactfulness of the showcase will be how good or what the audience reaction is to Starfield and their big showcase thing. And Fable, if they talk about the Fable remake, weren't they doing a Perfect Dark game? However, that Perfect Dark game is going, if they talk about that, I think a real surprise hit, a heavy hitter for Xbox, I think, is if they do a Banjo Kazooie remaster slash remake for Xbox. I think if they announce that, I think that they're in the running. Like, I think that would be huge. So if they show off, so they have Starfield, which would be their massive RPG. If they announced a Banjo Kazooie remake slash remaster, that would be huge platformer, like, mascot thing. The Perfect Dark shooter, if they talk about that. I mean, they have a serious shot here at coming back, and Xbox needs it after how bad Redfall bombed. I mean, people's faith in Xbox is completely gone. You can say whatever you want about the Sony showcase, that it was mediocre or not that great, and it wasn't that great, and it was mediocre. But I mean, it was okay. I think this showcase was okay. But you can also say, like, okay, well, Xbox hasn't had really anything crazy. At the end of the day, like after Redfall, we know that there's obviously an issue with the Xbox pipeline. Like, obviously, I still love Xbox. I have faith in them for Starfield. I'm really hoping Starfield's good because everyone's freaking out about the 60 frame per second drama regarding Starfield and Redfall. Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is one of the best games ever created. It's a modern masterpiece. That game runs at 30 frames. So I'm not too worried about the frame rate. I'm worried about, is the game amazing? Is the game impressive? Does it run well? Does it look great? Especially after Redfall. Because there's an issue with the Xbox pipeline and these studios. Phil Spencer literally said they did not pay that much attention to Redfall, but they are super involved in Starfield. And Sony, we know how Sony works. They'll shutter a studio if they don't hit these milestones and they don't show that they're making a quality product. So Sony is involved in some, obviously in their big heavy hitter, like first person titles. And, no matter what you want to say, like, we know that these games in this showcase are going to be of the highest quality because they're on PlayStation. We know that. So yeah, okay, they didn't announce, and I'm not a PlayStation fanboy. I own everything. I play on everything. These games are going to be quality. Spider-Man 2 will be quality. Final Fantasy 16 will be quality. Street Fighter 6 is going to be great. That's not exclusive though. What was the other exclusive? Fair Game, the heist-based multiplayer thing. I think that's exclusive. I think that'll be quality. Marathon from Bungie. I mean, I think it'll be quality. I just don't know how it will be received. Like, if the gameplay loop will be fun, but the game, like, even if the game's still not like received well and people don't like it, it still could be a quality product, like, made well. So we know that these games from PlayStation have a history. They're notorious for being involved in their first party titles, etc. We know this from Sony. So Xbox now, with the release of Redfall, the Xbox Bethesda, faith has been lost. I mean, you look at Bethesda and like Arcane, like Deathloop, people are kind of worried about Arcane, but they were like, you know what, the game's good. It was critically received. Okay. They didn't lose too much goodwill except from their hardcore fans. This game comes out, Arcane is now in the toilet. People are really worried about them. I think that it just was a shot in the dark game that they tried to make to hit a new genre, and it flopped. overall, though, um, what I'm trying to get at is Xbox's reputation is in the toilet. Their studio's reputation is in the toilet. Bethesda's reputation is in the toilet. They need to have a comeback showcase that makes this look garbage. And if Xbox wants a shot at playing in the same realm of Sony, I'm not a big console war guy, but we need to look at the facts. Yeah, okay. Arguing on Twitter about my console's cooler. I love Xbox. I love Xbox. It's crazy how people like gravitate. They're like, I own an Xbox, so I'm gonna defend them over everything. It's like at the end of the day, these consoles and these games are from companies. So when we, by me saying right now, like Xbox's reputation's in the toilet, and even though this direct was mediocre from Sony, we know that these games will be quality because they're Sony. That's the reputation Sony has as a business that releases products. Xbox's reputation as a business that releases products is mediocre. That's just how it is. You look at Redfall, you look at these games that came out. How does this happen? How does Xbox continually allow this to happen? Fallout 76 was a huge major flop from Bethesda. That came out before the acquisition, but Bethesda's reputation was already in the toilet. Then this, it hurts Xbox as well. So they need a heavy hitter. They just do. And I'm curious to see if the next showcase from Xbox makes this look like a dumpster fire for Sony. I don't think it will. I think we all know that this was okay. But Xbox has a serious shot of dropping like a heavy hitter showcase that puts this to shame. But Sony doesn't really need to go all out right now. Like Sony can do this and this would still be good because at the end of the day, Xbox has like nothing right now. Nothing. So I'm rooting for Xbox. Curious to see where that goes. We're obviously going to do a show for that showcase. We're going to do a podcast for the Summer Games Fest as well. So we're going to see. So this starts kind of the summer console war podcast tour, I guess. Like I'll be doing podcasts for each of the major shows and major game announcements. So yeah, I know I kind of just went on a long-winded rant, but again, quick recap. This was okay from Sony. Xbox has a real chance to take it and fix their reputation if they make this showcase look like doo-doo feces. So we will see. But anyways, guys, thanks for listening to Pixel Patrol. It ended up being about an hour, which I'm okay with. It doesn't need to hit a certain mark. I just want to make episodes that are necessary to listen to. Please check out the second channel. I'm posting my Let's Play videos of Redfall for the Redfall review there. And it's kind of like the Completionist, where Completionist will put videos of games he's playing up on a second channel and then use the footage from those for the big review thing that he does. That's kind of what I want to do. I'm not a completionist, but just that format style. So please check that out if you're curious to see me play a game day to day. That channel, I do curse on that channel though. I just want to be specific and state I say cuss words there. I don't say it here. I'm not too worried about being PG or whatever on that channel. I'm just going to say whatever and play the games to get my genuine reaction. So I do drop the cuss words, but here I do omit those. So if you do not want to hear me say certain bad words, do not listen to those videos. Do not watch those videos. Wait for the full review here because the review will be clean. So yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you guys for watching. Support's been crazy on both channels, and I really appreciate everything. I hope that we can get the ball rolling. So thank you guys again for listening. I will see you guys on the next Pixel Patrol. I will not take 8 months or whatever it's been, or a year to make another one. So let's continue this and get this ball rolling again. See you guys next time. Peace.